happening?
Good evening, everyone. Episode 4 of DobbsQuest. We've made it to episode 4. Why not?
Alive.
Barely. For some. The important thing is that you are alive. There's been some moments. None of you. I mean, I was playing around with the idea of letting chat occasionally, have some sway over things in some way.
Hey, that would be, you take a poll,
Yeah, just throw some polls up.
Hudson has redeemed Kill Glane.
Oh, good. Rip.
Can't blame him.
Okay.
Funny because he's going to kill us in our sleep.
Probably. Thank you for reminding me. Alright. Where did I leave that? Little snippet of code. Oh, there's so much Moonrover stuff in the way.
He's going to bring Florida Man down upon us.
Things at inappropriate times just get me. I love rolling dice during the week and doing that sound during the game.
Let's see. You'd think somewhere. Alright, commands.
Discord says I'm offline. That's not true. I'm online.
Everyone would be benefiting Torgan or Day because she can ban you. Yes, probably, Hudson. So, last we left off, you guys arrived in the settlement of Greatfield to warn them of some danger that was in some way threatening their settlement. You don't know the nature of this danger, but once you got to Greatfield, you learned that some scouts are currently missing after investigating some goings-on up to the small forest up to the north. This forest runs along a well-traveled path between two neighboring settlements. Some travelers have been threatened by whatever this mysterious danger is, but the current issue is that those scouts from Greatfield are unaccounted for. So that is the current recent vow, is finding those missing scouts. A more major quest to that subquest is protecting Greatfield from this mysterious threat, whatever it may be. So last we left off, you just swore the vow to find those missing scouts and hopefully return them safely. Though technically, all you're trying to do is find them.
Well, I mean, it's not our fault if they're already dead when we get there.
That's true. That would count as a success, I suppose. Or perhaps a complication, I'm not sure. We'll let the dice decide.
I got a bone. I win.
Skeleton discovered. Quest complete.
Their pockets were empty when we got there.
Oh, no.
You're the worst.
A little bit. He's a little bit the worst. All right.
We just need to have a discussion of alignment charts at some point, boys.
Okay, so...
Also, previously, the rest of the group was conspiring to possibly kill me.
I mean...
That is not
No,
true.
we were worried about you killing us.
No. There was no mention of killing. There was just questions of existence.
I'm unaware of this.
That's true.
All right, so how do we want to proceed first? What do we want to start out with? Currently, you're in good health, good spirits, and well stocked.
I would like to look around and see if there's any mode of transportation that we can use other than because we walked here. I don't know if we have any kind of, animal cart or horse riding or any other options for moving around.
Okay. Why don't you let's have a check for gather information. Let's pull that up. So you're gonna be rolling for wits, which for Glaine, you've got a 2. Oh no! On a miss, your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Pay the price. What is the nature of this, of what you have uncovered here? Let's see here. No, there is no better, there's no better mode of transportation. You are traveling on foot. As it turns out, they had a fairly decent sized stable of workhorses that would occasionally be used for travel to distant settlements, like the 2 running against that forest you're going to be heading to. However, it seems that those horses were in use by the scouts. And this is not good because if those horses are not returned, that's a significant loss to the village. That impacts their very way of life. They may have issues even making it through the winter without that. That's a significant blow to the settlement.
Well, damn.
Uh-oh. Well, it's good to know that.
Now we can look for.
Let's see, Glaine specifically in. Let's see, we're gonna pay the price here. Glaine specifically, you in your search, you kind of find one of the caretakers for the horses, one of the stable hands, who is just completely heartbroken by this, and his story and his tale, the emotion he pours into it. He's just clinging to your vest, just like, please, mister, you've got to help us. You're gonna need to.
The wrong person to beg for mercy.
Yeah. Well, we will see if Glaine is affected by this at all. He may not care at all, but he's weaving these tales. This poor lad is weaving these tales about how horrible things are, and how his mum is sick and she may not make it. So you might suffer a small bit of spirit here. You need to roll iron roll 4.
What's Clay trying to do to a horse? What did I miss? I got cut out for a second.
Glaine was hoping to find some faster transportation to the forest, but he unearthed a dire truth that the available horses are the only living available horses are with the scouts that you guys are searching for.
And apparently they're the only horses the whole town has.
Oh man, we have to find them alive.
They're the only ones left. Yeah.
They have
now
to be
they're
found
missing.
alive. I can't. We got to find the horses.
How many more horses can you stand to lose?
I can't take it.
Well,
So
and I mean,
Glaine,
they're plow horses, they're work horses, so they'll like starve because they won't have plow horses.
Glaine, you need to roll a 4. Iron roll 4.
I would like to put forth an alternative to what we're rolling for right now.
Okay.
Because it's more in line with my character.
Okay.
As I am greedy and conniving and try to steal, I am also, as I have advertised, bad with money. And if
Okay.
I'm put in a situation where I'm uncomfortable, I might just reach into my pockets and throw money at this to make it stop.
Ugh.
Like, okay, here, just go. Leave me alone. I just...
Let's see here. Let's do the iron roll 4 and let's play it out from there. I may allow suffering supply in exchange for spirit, depending on what we get here.
Because also,
So
I'm
not-
not thinking about anybody but myself. Hurting supply would actually impact all of us. Not
That's
just
true.
my spirit.
That's a nice
true.
necklace you got there to trade for a horse.
Yeah, the thing is that mostly money is of less use in the Iron Lands. You know, you can't eat it, you can't wear it. It's much less valuable out here. Strong hit. So, you can choose either take -1 momentum, and that's all you lose, or you can exchange 1 supply for 1 momentum.
Because I don't lose it all, I'll take the momentum. I'm pretty high right now.
You are gonna.
So this
You're not gonna.
conversation
You're gonna lose
slows
the
me
momentum.
down a
Okay,
bit.
got it. All right. Yeah. So you're not really affected by this story, but this is sort of impacting your quest. So your momentum score is going down a little bit. So unfortunately, nothing good turned up from that inquiry.
We just got more concerning information.
Mm-hmm.
I explained to Torgan what I've learned about the horses, and he seems visibly upset.
Visibly upset.
He's got a
Yeah.
special place in his heart for horses.
The stable hand really picked the wrong person to plead their case to.
Yeah. All right. So that didn't play out. So where to from here then?
I say to the group that if we don't have a faster mode of getting around, we should probably get moving. Because we'll need all the time we can get.
All right.
Yeah, and if they're on horses, they're catching up with them. We need some more information about just exactly when they left. And we have a companion that knows the route of their patrol, right?
Yes, you did meet someone last time. I'll have to grab the name, but the important thing is that you know the area that the scouts would have been heading to. The man you spoke to, the sort of captain of the guard of sorts, he does know the general area, and can set you on the right track. Whether you choose to go with him or without him is more or less up to you.
We had asked Namba about sending an extra hand with us, even if it was just like one of the younger or one of the older kids or something, just to kind of be a local expert guy,
Right.
sort of thing.
Shield.
Hopefully not a shield.
Sorry,
That's
that was
not what I was thinking, but
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm turning into Glane.
Yeah, you can have. Let's see. Did they have much in the way of guards to? Okay. Someone can accompany you, but this will be more of a more of someone to protect than to provide any additional help.
what do you think, guys? Is it worth having this person along? On one hand, they know their way around, and we won't get lost, and they know where about we would be looking for these people. And they might save us some time and strategy, but they don't exactly look like they're going to be holding their own. But he's
Sure,
invested. I mean,
we would be putting someone else in danger.
I'm gonna extrapolate a little bit, and can we how about I propose that this particular kid, maybe it's a kid, maybe
it's the stable boy.
Stable boy, maybe he has a vested interest in who is missing that would lead him to volunteer for this task.
He would be able to identify the horses.
That's true.
He would also be able to identify us to them so that they don't try to attack us.
Valid.
As long as we make ourselves more of a threat in anything that comes our way. It shouldn't really attack him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'll know what to look out for and whatever. I assume the kid's probably, like 15? Not old enough to be...
He's a lad.
Not old enough to be a warrior or guard or anything in his own right, but old enough to, you know, handle himself a little bit. Not be a complete and utter idiot.
Say we take him.
All right. Is this the same stable boy who pleaded his case to Blaine?
Yes, this is the one. This is the young Flint. Flint, the stable boy.
Okay.
He will be accompanying you as a sort of, hopefully just to help identify the areas you're heading towards, as well as help track down the missing horses and the guards along with them. But definitely got to make sure that you protect him. Now, as a quick game rule clarification, you're not going to be rolling for Flint. Like, even if you had like a nice, battalion of helping soldiers and everything, you won't be rolling for them to hit. You three are the only ones that roll for your actions. Everything else is background and fluff. So as far as mechanically, it's pretty much just you guys. You are the only real entities that sort of make a role impact on the rules. So keep that in mind. Yeah, like in the movies. Thank you, Jerm. Having extra people accompany you mechanically is not an advantage, but, it's a good way to work in how you are attacking and everything.
I mean, it's good for story purposes, and, I would petition that it would at least give us a benefit on wayfinding rolls.
It will not give you any benefit on rolls.
Okay.
Unless you want to make a move to give you a benefit, such as secure an advantage. Which is a sort of catch-all, I'm doing something that should give me a bonus. Do I get the bonus? And that's for pretty much everything.
I am consulting the child.
Yes. Does the child... Yeah, this would basically be, can Flint help? This is the can Flint help in this instance move. So you do have something like that. That is about where the mechanical part of having people with you ends. All right, so Flint is going to be accompanying you up to the there's a small forest up to the north, running between these two small settlements. Something is afoot. All right.
Okay, so we head out in the general direction of that away.
Excellent. We are not going to do a full-on journey because I think that might eat up a little bit too much of the night. Unless you guys want to do a full embark on a journey move, which we can do. It would be a troublesome journey, which is the lowest tier. Or we can sort of fast forward that with a single roll if you'd prefer.
I'm okay with fast forward.
All right, then we are going to use face danger as a sort of fill in for that for the journey roll. We're gonna use wits
Okay, I'm up.
because making this journey is a risky thing. So yeah, Serene will be leading the way, and we're gonna see what happens here. Serene rolling
Leading
with
the way.
wits.
With 3. With the kid on my hip.
Yep. And a strong hit. You are successful. Take +1 momentum. However, you are maxed out on momentum, so no real advantage.
Donate my momentum?
What's that?
Can I donate my momentum
You
momentum to a
cannot.
party member?
You may not. Unless you have some asset that allows you to, which I don't think you do. But the important thing is that you succeed on your journey. So, the better part of the day, you are all traveling along. This is a few days journey here. This area out here, let's call it a 2-day journey. This is a distant forest. The scouts apparently have known something. You get a little bit of information from Flint along the way, and he tells you that the town has kind of had an inkling that there's something going on there. Some travelers are driven off the road all the way over towards their settlement. Some hunting parties are reporting strange happenings, but the village as a whole has not known of anything concrete going on. But with the message you have brought them, they know, okay, there must be something happening. The pieces, we can't ignore this any longer. We can't pretend that maybe these are all just coincidences. There's something happening here at this forest, and the scouts have gone out and they just haven't come back. So it's worrying, but hopefully the scouts are still okay out there.
Maybe captured by bandits or something.
Perhaps so. It's uncertain at this point.
Yeah, that's Serene's guess, as we're looking for a bandit encampment.
All right, so you have arrived. The area, Flint identifies this area. It's not easily seen as a road of any sorts. Hardly even a trail. The Ironlands being this harsh wasteland, it's tough to tell a beaten path from just a pile of bare soil in many places. And so you kind of have to take his word for it as that's about all you've got to go on. That this is definitely the road. You've been passing a few spriggly trees here and there is sort of a more dense cluster on the horizon of what looks like some sort of pine or evergreens of some sort. This appears to be the place. That there is the forest.
So while we have the time to chit-chat with with Flint on our journey, Serene wants to take the time to kind of probe what he knows about the forest and who and or what lives there. And she'll start with some gentle questions about local wildlife and then ask about what kind of settlements may be in or on the other side of the forest.
Right. So the settlements known of around here, there are 2. Off to the west is Highbridge. To the east, Bleakcairn. There is some trade with Greatfield. Flint knows little about the details between the 2 settlements. Presumably there's much more trade between them, being so close. But settlements are fairly isolated in the Ironlands. So typically it's just a surplus of some good for a surplus of another. or more accurately, just trading deficiencies. Having a surplus is a very rare thing for most of these settlements. So it's more of just trying to survive the winter as best they can. The outskirts of the forest are frequently used as a good source of wood. But hunting does not really go on inside the forest. It's considered too dangerous.
Why?
Tales of people going missing, especially with all of the more recent occurrences that have happened around this forest. Travelers being chased by something unknown, citing some pursuit, and then occasionally people just going missing entirely.
Are there any settlements to the north of the forest?
Let's see. Would Flint know that? Let's roll. Flint does not know. Flint is not familiar with anything north of the forest. It's a fairly big forest, but not a. That there very well could be a settlement on the other side. He's just not sure.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to yell out for if anybody's around.
Just sort of a shout of hello.
Yes.
I assume somebody at some point has told us the names of the scouts that are missing.
Yes. The scouting group is led by Zura.
Okay. Let's try a name.
I'm going to yell out Zura.
All right,
and
so
possibly also Marco.
So Torgan basically just cups his hands and shouts in the direction of the forest, Zura! Torgan's mighty voice sort of echoes back over the landscape, but no other sounds returned.
Since we're approaching a known danger zone, Serene's gonna go ahead and keep her bow handy, just in case. Not to make the kid nervous, but
No, of course not. All right, Serene makes sure her bow is ready, sort of idly plucking the string.
it might be rhythmic. You know, she is a bard after all.
You can't help but just strum out a little melody on that one string.
Well, depending on where you pluck it, the pitch is different.
Yeah, well, you gotta hold it in the right place. And...
I ask Flint, based on the rough terrain, does he see an area that someone on horseback would be more inclined to go, that would be easier on the horses?
A lot of the sort of edge of the forest is more sparse, so it wouldn't be hard to sort of just waltz right in and sort of just kind of weave a trail through. No single location appears more inviting than another.
So, I realize there'll be a rough terrain, but I want to try and look for tracks. Then maybe it hasn't rained in the past couple days, right?
No, it's been dry enough. You might be able to find something.
even if I don't find any horse tracks, I might find a boot print, or
Okay.
worst case scenario, I might find some wolf tracks.
Yeah. All right. So at this point, though, you're not wanting to go into the forest. Is that what I'm picking up here?
Doing a little scouting to make sure we're not just they went left and we went right and wasting time.
Well, let's start with a wits roll for gather information. So for Serene, that will be a 3. Ooh, a weak hit. Okay, so you do find some information, but the information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. Envision what you discover and take +1 momentum, which you're already maxed out on momentum, so nothing there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So that might be horse print, but there's probably also wolf tracks. Lovely.
Let's see here. Action theme. Rolling a prompt here. Ooh, abandon peace. Okay. All right, so abandon peace. All right, you do find some tracks leading into the forest. You also find a separate set of tracks that indicates some sort of. All right, you find multiple sets of tracks of both horseback and some men on foot. At one point, though, the tracks sort of start to scramble up a bit. It looks like there was some sort of maybe a small scuffle, or for some reason they stopped in this area and spent a lot of time moving around in this one area kind of on the edge of the forest before the tracks start heading off into the woods deeper.
Well, it would make sense to lead the horses going into the forest and take them on foot. Like, that's reasonable enough. Nobody likes to bonk their head on a branch, but... Are there any, like, damaged underbrush? Is there anything that would indicate maybe that this was... Like, did somebody just drop their phone and have to go find it? Or are we talking about, like, there's a... Well, not their phone, but, you know, whatever. And, like, they just, like, had to look for something? Or is it... Like, were they searching for something, or is there maybe something to indicate it was more of an altercation?
It does look like there could have been a fight of some sort. Some of the clues you find, the way some of the plants in the area are damaged, where perhaps someone took a swing and missed. It does kind of look like there was a fight of some sort. Now, whether this was a fight amongst the scouts or against some other party, you're not quite sure of.
So, Flood, tell me more about the scouts. There were 2, 3 people?
Let's see here. Flint doesn't know exactly how many people were out traveling, but he does know at least about the leader, and he does know about the 2 horses.
I'd like to propose.
I presume Namba told us how many men he was missing.
Yeah, you would know that at least.
I'd like to propose something irrational.
Uh-oh.
After seeing the footsteps and, it seems there's been some sort of scuffle, and I'm worried about the horses. So I think we should rush into the forest. Together. Not by myself.
Not splitting
That's
up.
always a bad time.
Yeah, Torgan
all
shoots from the hip, but he's got enough sense of mind to avoid that complication.
I think we
Thank
should
goodness.
all rush into the forest, see what we see.
It's like, I understand you're concerned,
Mm-hmm.
but Just give me a minute. So, Serene's kind of looking around a little bit, and she's like, Torgan, come here. So there's this set of boot prints here. Stand here. Okay. Flint, you stand over here at this set of boot prints. And she, like, makes them step back and forth between the different prints, trying to see if she can have them sort of help her visualize what happened.
This is no time for dancing, Serene. This is time for saving horses.
We need to know
with all the scuffling and the mixed up prints, the way they sort of move around, it's tough to track whose prints become whose. So you aren't able to determine any more information aside from knowing it does look like there was some kind of fight here.
Or a dance. Maybe
Or a dance.
They were just
could have been a dance.
Serene's frustrated, but she's like, okay, well, everybody weapons at the ready. Flint, you stay in between us. Torgan, you take the lead, because you have the shield. Clayne, you stay at the back. Don't let anybody stab us in the back, including you.
Including him.
And let's move.
All right.
Into the forest.
Into the forest, following the tracks?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's going to be another wits roll.
It's a shame you have to roll for my impulsiveness, but you've got to do it.
Okay, a weak hit. The information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. Let's see here. Okay, so you are following the tracks deep into this forest. Yes. I think what's gonna happen here. Let me make sure. Let me scroll down on this on these rules. Way down.
Uh-oh.
Way down.
Uh-oh.
Page 99 of the 100-page Choose Your Own Adventure book.
Yeah. Do you have a map?
I asked for one.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so the GameCube can trade it off.
Right. Let's see here. Ooh. All right. So as you are traveling through the forest, you one of the tracks seems to travel around a small little hill with a sort of boulder collection of rocks down at the bottom of it. But the tracks seem to go straight under it with no sign of any digging or anything. The tracks just sort of disappear under it. And so you start to investigate a little bit. And it looks like there was some sort of small rock slide from up on the hill. It looks like one of these rocks sort of tumbled down recently. You can see sort of a very clear line where some of these rocks sort of settled down here. And unfortunately, some of the tracks have become sort of difficult to trace beyond that point.
But there are tracks beyond that point.
Yes, there are some tracks beyond that point, but a sort of complication here. It looks like a very large set of footprints join that track at some point.
Ooh.
And when you say very large, give me a little bit more insight on what that
Large
means.
enough that it's obviously not human. Now, whether this sort of happened at the same time or later, you can't say, but this larger set of tracks did go in the same direction. as some of the horse tracks.
Okay, bardic knowledge chat. What could possibly be in this area? Like, what stories do I know that would give me a clue?
Let's
Tracks
see
have
here.
like claws, or are they giant
Are they
round, or
footprints?
are they just big humanoid ones?
Large humanoid.
Maybe we can ask Flint if he's heard about anything making these size tracks.
Barefoot or boots?
Barefoot. It's
That's
a
clearly a bear.
Sasquatch. It's a Squatch.
I pull out my beef jerky.
So this is concerning. So what stories do I know?
I mean, take your pick. It could be an ogre, a troll, a giant.
Serene's
Now,
running through all these
giants at least normally live much further up in the hills, and would not probably be down this far in the lowlands.
Taking a step back and looking at it, would it be reasonable to speculate that these rocks had been placed up the hill and intentionally triggered to attempt to catch a horse-sized meal?
Oh,
Very possible. Perhaps some investigation could unearth some information about that.
All right. Gather information again.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of a stench of death when we stand on this rock?
It doesn't smell like anything around here is dead.
roasted horse.
Tasty.
Information introduces a new danger.
I'm gonna take my momentum.
You're gonna use the burn momentum for that? Turn that into a strong hit? Alright.
Well, I'm torn on it, but
Okay.
what do you think, boys? You
I
think it's
usually
worth it?
try to keep those for life and death situations, but it's your momentum. And you're
For what it's
gonna
worth,
keep-
on a
it's
strong
not
hit,
earning
you
more
gain
of it.
2 momentum.
Yeah, you've already earned 2 momentum that you couldn't collect because you're capped out, so it might be time to spend it.
Yeah, but this isn't a combat situation. This is just a... Well, it could become a combat situation, though. Yeah, let's go ahead and use it.
Alright, that's going to put you at 4, which is still good. So, investigating the hill that this rock was at the bottom of, you sort of climb up and sort of look around. It looks like there is a large collection of similar-sized boulders, and it looks quite deliberately gathered up. This is not just a random outcropping. There's no other rocky outcroppings up here. There's no large stone base for this hill. This is just an earthen hill with some rocks at the top of it. These rocks were carried up, most definitely.
So this is an ambush point.
Yes, it looks like someone or something was using this area to sort of roll or shove rocks down. And these are very large rocks. It would take quite a few people or a fairly large creature to move these rocks around.
So Torgan, remember when we were having that educational conversation about centaurs?
Yes.
Well, now we get to learn about more magical and monstrous creatures.
Who knew this world had so much magic?
Odds are it's probably a troll. Could be an ogre. Or something of similar typing. This is...
It would have to be something smart enough to set a trap, though.
Yeah, it's just why I'm leaning towards troll. This is... Throwing rocks on somebody's head is very troll. That's very That's about their intellect.
That's absolutely true. I've heard of trolls randomly dropping things, giant rocks with faces on your head from off the where you can't see. Perhaps like thwomps.
Ah, that's where this is going. Okay.
Well, and there's that whole Billy Goat story and bridges. And have y'all heard that one?
Yes.
Remind me to tell you that story sometime.
Can you sing it?
Probably, but this doesn't seem like a good time for singing.
Okay.
And I need to polish my lute.
Yeah.
When we get back to town.
Glane does too. Different loot, though.
Oh.
Wow.
He's such a jerk.
All right, so you found that information at least. Carrying on into the woods, following those tracks?
Yes.
Yeah. Do we have any... is there any decent way to get a guess? Maybe looking at the vegetation that was damaged.
To get a what?
Or any idea to get a kind of an impression of how far temporally they're ahead of us? Day, 2 days?
Okay, so this will be... You're wanting to sort of track them. You know what? Let's.
I want to guesstimate how long ahead of us they are.
Right. Initially, probably they were a couple days ahead. Because you were making the trip to the forest on foot, they were on horseback. Although they did have some people on foot as well, so maybe a little bit less then.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. I suggest we maybe... What time of day is it?
I was going to say, is this a spot for a fast travel?
Let's see here. At this point, yeah, we can zip ahead just a little bit here and see what happens.
Maybe knowing that we have some trouble, maybe we run a little.
Yeah, you guys kind of hustle. You're going for it here. You're gonna move along a little bit faster. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, the four of you, rather, continue on your trail through the forest. Serene taking lead, carefully examining the ground ahead to keep those tracks in sight as you continue deeper and deeper into the forest. As overhead, the trees sort of become larger and thicker as you get deeper and deeper. The sun begins to get thinner and thinner through the canopy until it becomes very dark and a little bit claustrophobic with all the limbs and branches around. Each noise, each twig underfoot gives just the slightest sense of impending danger. Your head is constantly swiveling around, trying to watch for any signs of danger. But with all the trees...
I would like to adjust my path if I can.
What's that?
I would like to adjust my path if I can.
Adjust your path?
Yeah.
Explain what you mean.
You're saying that the forest is becoming denser and heavier around us.
Yeah, so that's the direction the tracks are leading you.
Instead of taking up the lead as a fourth person in line, would I be able to get up onto some of the bigger, lower branches and stay at the same level behind the group, but kind of have like a higher visibility and follow along so that I'm not. If someone tries to come and run into all of us, at least one of us is there to not be hit and warn everybody.
You want to just kind of keep your distance.
I'm still behind everybody. I'm still looking out, but I'm at a different elevation than them.
Elevation. Wait, in the trees?
Yeah, like kind of hopping from branch to branch.
Ooh, I don't know if you're that skilled to keep pace.
Well, if it's that dense, I would imagine it just got easier as the trees got thicker. If it's not something that's doable based on the
I wouldn't say so. Once it hits the critical level where you could actually sort of, have an easy path of branch to branch, there are now way more branches in your face that you're having to navigate.
Okay. I'm just trying to use my stealthiness to something.
Yeah.
No Tarzan for you.
You're just trying to split the party. I get it.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
And Torgan spots Glane as Glane sort of drifts a little bit away from the rest of the party.
Keep up. You don't want to get separated in this dense place. Don't be running off like you did back in the town.
Woodbreak?
Yeah. I don't want to get
That's the one.
stuck in a battle again.
Well, there is something to be said for at least not walking in a straight line, but
Listen, I got a little bit of that trauma thing going on from our last battle, and I need some people to stay close.
You're just hoping for a
Never mind
nice,
then.
peaceful journey through the woods.
Is that so much to ask?
considering we're probably fighting a troll, yeah.
So
Maybe it's just a gentleman with a pituitary issue. He's just a big guy and he just wanted a hug.
as,
he wanted
as
to share his
Torgan
rocks.
expounds on the possible non-troll threats that the forest may have to offer, a sudden crash, a ripping of branches, and a sudden shattering of stones.
Dobbs, you're the worst.
A large rock hurtles through the low branches, breaking into rubble against a tree trunk nearby, just mere feet away from where Torgan was standing. Between the
Shield up.
trees, you spot the sort of hulking, grayish figure of a large troll.
Chase it.
I don't think we have to chase it. It's head towards us.
Yeah, spotting you, the creature looks like it's either ready for a meal or just looking for new pretty treasures to grab. But either way, it's willing to separate them physically from your body, both the meat and the treasures.
Bow up. Can I get a clear shot?
All right, you're going to need to enter the fray.
Yep.
So let's see here. We're going to
I'm
do...
gonna let her take her turn first, but
Roll.
kind of in the background of this, I grab what's his name, Flint?
Yes.
I grab his shoulder and I throw him kind of to the right behind a tree, and then I roll to the left behind a separate tree.
All right, so you're going to quickly try and get Flint out of harm's way.
And then take cover, kind of breaking up his, he's got to keep an eye on all of us. So,
Yeah. All right.
Serene is taking points, so she's up first.
I'm taking initiative because I'm the ranged person.
All right. Serene, you are... Ooh. This is an ambush. You're going to need to roll wits to enter the fray.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it works out for you. Oh! But
Oh, no.
that's a miss. Combat begins with you at a disadvantage. And your foe has the initiative. So immediately you are grabbing your bow, preparing to line up a shot. But between the sudden rain of rubble, you're immediately sort of disoriented on where you need to be firing. And as you're sort of setting up for that, another rock comes hurtling through the trees. Now, whether or not that's going to hurt you is another matter. But you are going to need to roll for a small endure harm here. Just roll with a 4. We're going to count this as just a very weak opening attack, which is not normally how the combat rules work. Okay. You can take either 1 momentum and 1 health damage, or -1 momentum and no health damage.
Momentum.
All right, losing the momentum. All right.
I made my reflex save, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
I didn't realize that I was muted for a moment there. I just want to point out that even when Glaine's trying to do something good, he threw a child. I just want to put that.
There was a slight tossing of a child. Yes.
15-year-old child, not 5-year-old child.
There's a difference, guys. It's okay. Once the child is over a certain age, it's okay to throw them.
You can just throw them. Yes,
I'm throwing for content.
you yeeted a child.
Shoving a teenager is a lot different than shoving a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some validity behind that. I mean, teenagers are jerks, and
All right.
Hey, this is the Ironland medieval. He's like 15. He's been married twice. Okay, this is.
He's paying child support.
Serene, go ahead and roll with edge.
okay.
The creature is fast approaching, but you manage to get your bearings and are able to fire a shot at the troll. Now you may choose either take 1 momentum or inflict 1 extra harm. By default, you're going to be inflicting 2 harm.
Give me some momentum back.
All right, taking some of that momentum, well earned, and you have initiative back. Meanwhile, Torgen, who was sort of rudely interrupted in the middle of his discussion on how it might not be a troll. Presumably, you're going to be entering the fray as well.
Okay.
So,
Kind of at the end of her action, Serene's going to try and get behind Torgen and his shield.
okay, sort of falling back as the creature advances, firing your arrows quickly as the creature sort of makes its way through the trees, sort of lumbering with these long, hulking limbs. Torgen, roll with a 2 for wits against this creature. A strong hit. So, 2 momentum, and you have the initiative. So your momentum is now up to a 9.
You still had a crossbow, right? Or does Glane have the crossbow?
Glane did steal a crossbow at some point.
I have a
Torgen,
dagger
of
in
course,
my
has his trusty shield and spear.
I gotta start looking for weapons.
Torgen, you have the initiative. What do you do here?
I'm gonna attack.
All right.
The horses are at stake.
That's true. All right. Roll with your iron. That is a 2. So Torgen rushes up, spear at the ready. He charges forward, lunging at the creature, actually managing to pierce its tough flesh with his spear. But the creature is not going down without a fight. it sort of rips back, sort of leaving a gaping wound, and sort of just smacks the spear, and Torgan sort of is thrown off balance from the creature. Torgan, what are you gonna do here? The creature sort of knocks you off balance. You've got your shield. Your spear is sort of flung wild. You can try and kind of get back in the fight with that. Retreat to a more safe position. Describe what you do here.
Well, I am going to fall back because I do not want to have to take this battle on by myself. So I'm going to fall back and give it some distance and recuperate for a moment.
All right, you sort of raise your shield as the creature sort of is flailing around. Each blow of its mighty arms is clanging against that thick shield that you bear. Meanwhile, Glane, the creature has not noticed Glane yet.
Because I don't fully understand how this works, because I've never used it before, I'm behind a tree. He has been very focused on the other two. I threw the child over to the right as another distraction.
Oh my gosh.
Would this be an ideal time for me to use Shadow Walk?
Ooh. Yeah,
That put me
you
in
can
a
go
better
for it.
place than not using it.
Yeah, it would.
Because I would like
It put
to
you behind the enemy.
get
It on a strong hit. On a strong hit, it will give you more momentum and give you a one-time reroll on your attack.
Okay. Nice.
So are you going to go for it?
I am going to go for it.
Okay. Now, first, well, no, let's wait until after the Shadow Walk. Let's go ahead and roll Shadow, which I believe you've got a 3 on. A strong hit.
Yes.
All right. So, unseen by the eyes of Torgan and Serene, Glane sort of steps back into the dark shadows of the forest, and suddenly he is just gone. The child Flint looks around, realizing that he just lost sight of Glane, and he's just nowhere to be seen. And suddenly, without warning, Glane is on the opposite side of the troll, preparing to make an attack. Glane, you can enter the fray with plus Shadow, so that will be 3. Also, you got 1 momentum for that strong hit. Now, you can choose to use, let's see here. Reroll any dice when you make a move by ambushing, hiding, or sneaking. So for either the enter the fray or the subsequent attack move you make, you may reroll 1 die.
Okay.
So if something doesn't go well on this, just keep that in mind. But only for those 2 rolls that you've got coming up. So first off, rolling a 3 for Shadow. And it is a strong hit. No need for a reroll there. So presumably you're going to be striking this creature from the shadows here. And you get to take plus 2 momentum, and you have the initiative. So you are maxed out on your momentum. You have the initiative. The creature is right where you want him.
Is this where I get to storytell what I'm doing to it?
Yes.
Point blank shot. Point blank shot.
So I move from tree to tree around him to get in that position behind him. And then I kind of jump up and drive my dagger into the back of its neck. And I try to make that a handhold where I can kind of remain on it. Kind of riding the back of it. And if I've got time for this move, I want to grab my crossbow and fling it so that it's within arm's reach of Torgen. I want to call out his name.
All right, I like it. Okay, because you are striking an unsuspected foe and you have the cutthroat talent, you can choose before you roll this strike to either add 2 to this attack roll, so that it would be a +5 instead of a +3, and take one extra momentum on a hit, or you can choose that if you do hit, you're going to deal double damage, +2 harm.
Would double damage be more than the +5 at that point?
I mean, normally your attack will deal 2 progress of damage. You can turn that into 4. That's for the little progress bar on the troll's
So the
health.
5 would be better than this.
So basically,
Well,
you're
5
gonna
is just your to hit, not how much damage you're dealing.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's either a normal risk that deals more damage or a lower risk that deals normal damage.
I'll go for the higher damage.
All right, so we're going to be inflicting 2 harm on a hit, which works out perfectly since you've got the Shadow Walk ability activated right now. All right, so go ahead and we're going to roll a strike, which is, that is iron.
Oh,
That's a 1.
yeah. Well,
This is one.
in this case, it's a well.
Let me double check, make sure.
Is this one that I can re-roll if it doesn't go well?
Let's see. Yes, you can re-roll one. Actually, any of the dice of these 3 that you're about to roll. That's the D6 and the 2 D10s. Any of those 3 can be re-rolled.
Okay.
Oh gosh. So.
You also have max momentum.
Oh, that's true. You also have your momentum, or you can go for a re-roll. Well, the re-roll's free.
If I go to the re-roll and I mess that up, can I still have momentum to it?
Yes, unless one of them comes up as a 10, because you can never beat a 10.
Well, what are the chances of that?
Good point.
So just re-roll again for 1.
No, I've got a command for this. Because I programmed this in. I'm gonna hope it works. Let's see here. Where's the code? Where's the code? I want to make sure I get the right. It is iron reroll. Okay, so here we go. Here's what it looks like. Which of those 3 dice do you want to reroll? All of them? Just the last 2?
I mean, both of their dice are pretty good, and mine was pretty bad, right?
Actually, that 5. That's out of 6. So that's almost the top it can be.
Oh, then I'll re-roll the 2 bad ones.
Okay, I think okay, so that is A, B, and C. So we're re-rolling dice.
Actually,
B
would
and
it be
C.
better to just roll one of them? Because that's just more chances for it to get a 10.
Yeah, but you're not beating either of them right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Then let's go ahead and re-roll both of them.
All right,
So reroll B and C.
let's see if this works. Oh, it did work. Yes. Oh, it worked. The command worked. Heck yes.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, heck yeah.
And it worked for
All
me.
right. Turns it into a strong hit, and you keep your momentum. You didn't have to use it. So that's pretty
You
nice.
just dealt 4 damage.
Yes, because that was using your cutthroat ability. That's 4 progress on the troll's health track. So, Glane,
Like, that's close enough.
Glane slides into the shadows and reappears behind the troll almost in an instant. No one sees him disappear or reappear, but there he is. He stalks through the trees as Torgen is holding his shield, deflecting the blows, while Serene is trying to grab another arrow to knock. All in one swift motion, Glane jumps down, landing with the dagger into the creature, holding on to it. With that momentum, he swings out, tosses his crossbow out towards Torgen and Serene, shouting out, "Torgen, catch!" With that, he cuts into the creature, dealing a tremendous blow to it.
So,
So let's see here. Rule of cool, no roll. Torgan, you grab the crossbow out of the air. You've got your shield in one hand. Your spear was sort of knocked back. Knocked back from your hand. You haven't been able to scramble it back up. You snag the crossbow. Are you gonna try for landing a shot with that?
I am, yes.
well, at this point, am I ready to take a?
Oh yeah,
Another shot.
so you're still peppering it with arrows, as well.
Serene wants to take an opportunity to use one of her special arrows.
Let's see what happens with this crossbow. I want to play that out since Glane just pulled off this action movie maneuver.
Yes.
Now Torgan, because you are kind of in close quarters with this creature and you are a shield bearer, you get to take an extra +1 momentum on a strong hit with your clash if you manage to pull it off. That's one of your big advantages.
Yes.
So, let's first off see if you manage to get that strong hit. So you're going to be rolling. Let's see. What are we going to call this? Let's make this iron for +2. You're kind of doing a little bit of a hybrid maneuver here. Oh, a weak hit. And now you do have enough momentum. You have momentum if you want to turn it into a strong hit.
I will take the momentum.
Okay, gonna spend momentum to turn that into a 9, which beats both of those. That's a strong hit, which is going to deal enough harm to max out this creature's progress, and so we're not going to bother taking the harm option, so you're just going to get the extra momentum, and an extra momentum on top of that because of your shield bearing. So, Glane snatches the crossbow out of the air, Torgan snatches the crossbow that was tossed by Glane. It's already got one shot loaded. Holding his shield to kind of deflect the creature's attacks, he goes for it and shoots the creature, landing a clean, direct shot. Do we end the fight here? That was a strong hit as a result of that momentum spend.
I think Glane should end the fight.
I'm still riding its back, so I might be in position for it unless Serene has her arrows ready.
Go for it.
All right.
Typically, it would be Torgan that makes this last move, but I'm going to allow Glane to make this roll. Well, actually, he's not going to make a roll, is he? This is going to be a progress roll. Because I remembered about the things that I programmed in. All right, so rolling against a 10 here. We're going to see how this battle goes. Glane attempts to end the fight right now. Oh, those 10s are brutal.
Oh.
Okay.
The troll fall on him.
The foe,
Oh.
the foe is no longer in this fight. They are killed, out of action, flee, or surrender as appropriate to the situation and your intent. On a weak hit, you must also choose one. Let's see here. What would make sense? Ooh, collateral damage.
Oh, so it's still dead. Okay.
What's that?
It's still dead.
Yes, yes, the troll is definitely dead.
Something bad happened.
Yes, something bad happens as a result. So how do we want to do this? Is it
That next to last one. This is really shiny.
but at what cost?
It's
Yeah,
with teeth.
yeah, enduring harm, perhaps. I think that does make the most sense. That was a very, very risky maneuver Glane makes. I think he is injured in the attempt. He is making this do or die maneuver here to destroy the troll, but in doing so, he is injured. It's sort of the hulking creature collapsing, the blade falling. Roll, and this is a formidable opponent, which means that the rank of that is 3, which would knock him down to 2 health. So you are going to roll, just a +2 on endure harm.
Am I rolling or are you?
Yes, you are rolling. Let's see how bad this goes. A weak hit. Okay, you press on. So that's it. Glane finds himself after the dust settles. A bit of a sprain, a few shallow cuts here and there, but he is able to continue the adventure. But he's a little bit scratched up. But the 3 of you have emerged victorious. The creature is defeated.
I slowly loot the body.
I was gonna say, I was waiting for that.
Well, we have to see if there's anything that belonged to the guards or any.
You gonna loot its loincloth?
If the troll does not have anything to loot, I would like to take something off of it as proof.
Well, we do need to prove that we fought a troll, so I'm actually going to back him up on that for once.
He's just wanted to add to his necklace.
I don't know if he has a horn or some kind of...
Let's see here.
Troll ears are pretty distinctive features.
Something that we keep, though. I don't want to...
Let's see here. He does have a sort of crudely crafted necklace of his own. Now, whether anyone would know that was actually from a troll is uncertain.
I take the necklace.
All right.
And then I head over to Flint, and I offer him a hand up.
All right.
Well, you did throw him twice.
Yeah.
So Serene's going to do a little bit of investigating. Can we see where the troll came from? He was obviously laying an ambush for us.
So, looking around, there was not a sort of large collection of stones, like you saw on the hill. This troll seems like he was sort of out on the hunt. And those 2 shots he let fly were basically all he had carrying around. Once those were out, that's when he started running towards you.
Okay. He's not wearing any fresh horsehair or anything, is he?
Doesn't look like it. No clues that would indicate that that anything untoward has happened to the horses or the scouts for that matter.
Well, the good news is trolls are typically solitary creatures, so...
Okay. They are now solitary creatures.
I mean, all the lore I would know.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you are the bard.
A 6-pack rolls up. You're on our turf, man.
Oh no.
Then that would be what we call a TPK.
That wouldn't go well.
Don't feed the DM. I know. Sorry.
Yeah. Still, few can cite that they themselves have ever faced a troll and lived.
Yeah, this is going to make for some great storytelling. I'm going to make so much money telling this back in town.
Also, not every day you see someone cloak themselves in the gossamer veil of the Shadow Realm.
Well, they didn't see that, so that's fine. No one has to know.
I mean, Serene probably noticed that suddenly Glane was somewhere he had no right to be.
I mean, that's
Yes, we
just his
saw it, but it didn't
standard.
work.
That's a standard MO, though. He's always where he has no right to be.
Fair enough. It's awful fast, though. How did he get over there
It's
so
strange. It's strange, but
fast? She's now more suspicious of Glane. Thankful, but
a surprising turn. No one thought that possible.
Is there any point that Glane would possibly get wise to the fact that I don't think they really trust me? Maybe I should do something.
Maybe I should stab them first.
No, maybe I should show that I'm trustworthy.
Oh!
Maybe I should kill the troll. Maybe I should do that.
I mean, he did that, and he did throw you that crossbow as well.
He did also throw a child in the process.
Yeah, well, you
Technically,
can't
that
make an
happened behind
omelet,
us.
yada yada.
Technically, he did that behind us and we didn't see it.
And everything we defeat, he loots it. Everything. It doesn't matter. We could defeat a rat. We could defeat a rabbit.
I never even got in the same room as Catcher.
Yeah, it does make you think. What is he going to loot off of you when your time comes?
That's yeah.
As I put on my new troll necklace,
Mm-hmm.
I take off the wolf one and I toss it to the kid.
Oh.
Necklace upgrade. There goes the hand-me-down.
I give it to the person I just met and not my friends.
Yeah.
Well, he did. He's traumatized. He got a present. It'll help.
Yeah.
The present from the troll killer.
Yes. You will be famous. If
Big
anybody
following.
actually believes his story.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to believe?
Serene
But
goes ahead and chops off an ear off of the troll just as extra proof.
Mm-hmm.
Tucks
It's much thinner and leathery than you would have expected.
Well, I want something if everybody else is getting something.
This is just evidence.
I would say
I
what to
thought
do,
we
but we're in
didn't keep
Dobbs'
it.
stream and I don't want to say it.
I want a toenail. That's all I want. I'll stick it in my pocket.
All right, you give the troll an impromptu pedicure.
Yes.
You line the front of your shield with scales of its finger and toenails, leaving the eagle visible on the front,
Ooh.
Flint is a
making
little
your
bit
shield more
weirded
turtle
out.
shell-like.
I just wanted something.
Yeah.
I'd take its eyeball.
Flint has always held a sort of belief that outsiders are someone to be cautious around, and this day his beliefs are strengthened in that aspect.
Serene just puts it on a string and ties it to her belt, and she's like, "This is proof we fought a troll." And
Just something to hold up in taverns and longhouses and
no,
while
just
telling the tale.
No, I have no intention of keeping it. We're gonna give it to Namba and be like, "So this is what happened,"
Mm-hmm.
and
Mine is for my
hopefully-
scrapbook.
Hopefully, your troll problem is now taken care of.
Lane leans aside the troll face and takes a selfie and moves on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
But that wasn't our problem, troll, though.
it could. They're typically solitary creatures, but we have not actually found the scouts. We know what happened to them. We know what they encountered.
Mm-hmm.
We do not know if they got eaten or if they are still alive. That is the next step in our quest, is to figure out
Bless
if
you.
they have been eaten yet or not. My
Is the
cat
question.
decided to come say hi, so if y'all hear random purring in the microphone,
Mm-hmm.
that's Kit Kat, and she says hello. And that I don't pet her enough.
Understandable. I mean, it's true though. You don't.
I mean, I guess not.
No. Never enough pets.
Should we rest after this battle and maybe
bandage Glane up a bit.
Yeah, maybe let him heal up a bit.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. So, that's a wits roll.
I haven't taken the thing that gives me a bonus to heal yet, but I have the highest wits.
That's
so
still
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, that'll be probably what you want to do.
Kitty, I need to type. Thank you.
Oh, that's from the effects of poison, though. A weak hit. -1 supply or -1 momentum. Your choice.
I don't have a lot of spare momentum at the moment, so we're going to use supply.
All right.
We just killed a troll for them. They can give us a box of bandages.
Yeah, there you go. So Serene keeps with her a few scraps of cloth, which she uses to sort of make a sort of makeshift band-aid. She treats the wound, sort of sets Glane's leg, just gets him sort of back on his feet, and he's looking much better without the sort of leaking blood down his arm. Once that's cleaned up, actually treating the wound is one thing, but just looking like you're not about to die is that's really what helps.
Don't want to frighten the child.
Yeah, he was a bit worried because Glane was the one that he sort of bared his soul to, So in some ways, Flint has sort of taken a weird liking to Glane. Cool, mister.
Glane is the one that, it's like, here, get behind the tree where it'll be safe.
Yeah, and then he appeared from the trees and plunged his dagger into the beast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was more that happened, but that's all that's going to stick in his mind.
He definitely seems like the most noble.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever met anyone as strong as you.
Probably not.
I say thank you to Serene, and then head over to Torgen, reach out my hand, and say nice shot.
Oh, I thought you were going to demand the crossbow back.
I am. That's why my hand's out.
Oh, okay.
I give back the crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
I put it back wherever it is I keep it, on my back or on my side. Or
yeah, you keep it
wherever.
sort of holstered, presumably.
I also pick up my spear because may have lost it at one point.
Yeah, it'll need a little bit of just kind of adjustment. It's the edge is a little bit askew after the troll smacked it from your hands, and it could just use a little bit of attention.
I make a mental note that I need to get a better weapon.
Yeah.
Look at the kid and ask him if he's okay to press on.
I think so. We must be close now.
Lead the way.
I much prefer if someone else went first.
Well, show us which way to go, and we'll take point.
Yeah. So you guys were on the trail, which after the battle you got a little bit turned around, but you're quickly able to find the tracks and carry on again. You guys continue following the tracks. Oh, you know what? I haven't been keeping track of progress for your mission here. Let's see here. 1 for that, 2 for that, 3 for that. Yeah, I'd say you're at 9 of 10.
So next stop, we find the troll camp, right?
I mean, do you wanna roll for it?
Sure.
Moves. Let's see. This would be fulfill. Fulfill your vow. All right. I think you spot what looks like a sort of small, very rough camp where this troll was sort of calling its home. And it seems like perhaps you hear what might be perhaps the neighing of horses.
Oh, God.
Oh, so he was keeping them alive until he was hungry.
Let's find out. A strong hit. On a strong hit, your quest is complete, and you may mark experience. So that was just a little troublesome quest, but it is complete. So, you find that the horses are indeed tied up. A large branch has been sort of driven into the ground just by pure force. Just the bare bark still on it, untreated completely, and the horse's leads have been very roughly and clumsily tied to it. There's a small remains of a fire, and actually some cooking tools of some sort. Doesn't look cared for, very old, perhaps stolen. And you find that the scouts, the whole crew of scouts are alive. Some injured, but alive. And they are extremely grateful to see you here.
So are they like tied up, or?
It looks like they have been sort of very roughly tied up. Not an inescapable knot, but as you talk to these men and sort of get them released, you find that they're so deep in the woods and so lost at this point. They feared that they would if not the same troll, another would find them. Were they to try and leave without the horses. The troll apparently comes back here frequently to make sure his treasures are safe. And he definitely, from what the men gathered, definitely planned on eating them.
Yeah.
I checked the camp to see if these treasures are actually worthy of taking or if they're just random trash that he's collected.
It's mostly small, mundane items that it seems this troll has pilfered wherever it has opportunities. Trolls are not unheard of in small thieving trips to outskirts settlements.
So they only ever saw the one troll, right?
That's the only one they think they've seen, though. They fear that, there could definitely be more, and they'd very much like to leave as soon as possible.
Yeah, we're on our way out.
I checked the quote-unquote treasures for a better weapon than a spear.
Oh, gotcha.
Anything. A little knife, a sword, anything.
Let's see here. Nothing within the troll's collection is of any great use. There are some small weapons in there, but they're so worn or broken that they'd be no better than the old spear that you've kept with you this journey. However, one of the guards, sort of seeing your search and piecing together a bit based on your old spear, mentions that his family has a fine sword that has been passed down for generations that is still in very, very good shape, excellently cared for, and he would be honored if you would take it as your own.
Oh, I accept. And thank you.
Is it here or is it back at home?
At home.
We begin the process of going home.
Excellent.
On the way back home, I let the entire party, including Flint, know about my cat situation. I see if anyone has seen a cat or a bird carrying one.
And it's just it is going to be a house cat, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no adventuring this up. You are looking for a house cat. All right, roll wits.
Maybe the house cat is magic. It could still be his familiar. The cat taught him how to shadow walk.
Oh no.
Oh.
And not enough momentum for that. And it's a match. Okay. Your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Pay the price.
No.
They told you you were a dumbass for hunting for your cat.
I mean, you have traveled dozens of miles into the most dangerous areas known to the civilized world.
I'm
Searching for
starting
a cat.
not to believe. I'm starting not to believe this cat story. Like there's something else. I'm starting
Oh, maybe.
he is a shady character, and
Is there anything we can do to salvage this quest and make it usable?
Seems a very short list of unwelcome truths that I could think of.
oh no,
It's a fade cat.
oh no.
We already have one. We have a centaur. We might as well have a fade cat. What would it hurt?
It could be. It could be actually his wife that transforms into a cat.
Baleful polymorph. Anything.
Fae can shapeshift.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see here. Your investigation unearths a dire. You know what? Let's roll a prompt. Let's see if that gives us anything here. What happens here? Risk momentum. I can't not think of that in terms of game. I have to. I can't not break myself away from thinking of the game mechanic momentum when that prompt comes up.
Oh, is that not what that means?
No. Oh, I demand a reroll. Give me something useful here, Oracle. Focus burden. Focus burden. What is the nature of this this truth? It is a focus on the burden. Let's break that down. What is the nature of this cat, Glane?
People are asking you questions about this cat.
People are very confused why you would come all this way if it was a mere cat.
You do keep shouting it to everyone. Eventually, someone's going to ask. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to this adventure, that cat was my best and only friend, and he needs me.
They still want to throw you in the loony bin.
Yeah, I mean, in such a massive land, how would a single animal be tracked down like that?
By signing up with a caravan.
Same way a murderer of a dead talking horse can be tracked down by trying.
I'd say maybe it's wearing something that would distinguish it, or it has something important on it.
It has two different colored eyes. I've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Is it maybe wearing a collar?
No.
Can it shapeshift? Is it magical?
Not that I'm aware.
Are you insane?
Let's have a moment of silence for yes and. The number one rule of improv has become no. Also no.
With the period, like, have you ever seen a pig?
No, that's not actually true at all. No. Yeah, it is a cat. I think that is perhaps the unwelcome truth. Is that you are met with blank stares and questioning looks. And Torgan and Serene hold out hope that perhaps there's more to this than you're letting on. But hope is dwindling.
I mean, it seems to do all the things cats do. It likes fish. It's small and gets picked up by a bird.
Yeah.
How old is your cat? Is this a young cat that you've recently gotten? Is it something that's battled with you before?
He's a little older than Flint over there.
A little. That's old for cats.
It is. Well, hopefully we'll find some more information about this cat. I have a bad feeling that at some point it's just going to be, oh, there he is, and that's going to be the end of it. Then Blaine can retire as a character completely. His reason for adventuring will be over, and he will ride off into the sunset.
I say we head back.
Yes.
We will find the cat slain in the middle of town
No!
on a pike, and he will have to. It will become a vengeance quest.
Yes, that makes precisely as much sense as searching for a specific cat.
I can hear it now. A hit order was put on this cat by the mayor of a town nearby before he died.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well, maybe the cat was burned for witchcraft.
Which cat?
Let's hope so. Let's hope something notable happens with this cat. Other than it is a cat that is missing. I put up some flyers, and now I've decided to risk my life traveling into the wastelands on the off chance that maybe I'll cross paths with it.
So, while we're on our trip back to town, does anybody know anything about elves? On the off chance? They obviously are scouts. They know the area. She mentions having heard a rumor that there could be elves north of the forest areas.
Ah, the elves. Zura knows a small bit. Zura has heard that that all elves live, at least for the past few decades. All elves are in the deep woods to the north. A land sort of within the Ironlands, but sort of very, very separate. It is a dark place. Trees taller than the eyes can see, where humans do not dare to set foot. Now, why the elves choose to live there, he does not know. Why they left the Ironlands, he's not sure. But elves have not been around here for many years.
So, Serene takes the opportunity to tell a story about kind of where she came from and how, the kind of elf she is probably the same kind of elf they are. But where she came from was a different kind of elf, and they live kind of across the ocean.
Right.
And she she came. She didn't really fit in, so she came to look for, the kind of elves that she might be.
Right.
So it's kind of a...
Yeah, looking for her people.
She's searching for her origin story.
Yeah.
And there's some lute playing, and it's a grand production. And she tells the story.
Yeah.
Once we get out of the forest, but, just to keep things entertaining on the stroll home.
Right. Well, you guys do make it back to Greatfield alive. The injured scouts you treated their wounds as best you could, but what they really need is rest and a real meal. So they are reunited with their people, given time to recuperate. And then Torgen, you were after a couple of days of everyone sort of having a chance to rest, you are invited to spend time with one of the families, where they are extremely gracious and present to you an old family heirloom. This is, let's say this is Zura. Zura himself, the scout party leader, says that this was his father's sword, and he could think of no greater honor than to see it given to your hands, to that you may go forth and fulfill your greater purpose.
I've received the Sword of Zura.
Ooh.
Thank you. I will use it for great battle and good.
You will hit bad things with it.
I will use it for the greater good.
Yeah.
Serene makes a mental note. She needs to give Torgen some dramatic speech lessons.
I mean, he's not a bard. It's all right.
Serene is like, are there any maybe herbalists or maybe someone who specializes in foraging in town? Someone who perhaps specializes in kind of plants and their various uses.
What's your goal?
Well, these boys I hang out with are prone to getting in trouble, so picking up some healing balms or something might be useful. And she just has a passive curiosity in plants and the various uses. She has a few sleeping herbs that she uses to make her special arrows with that she might be willing to trade with.
Okay. So just looking to sort of stock up on your own supply of herbs and medicines.
Yeah, and just see if I learn anything interesting or useful.
Right.
Maybe there's a particularly famous local poisonous plant or something that would be useful for an archer to acquire a bit of.
Yeah, okay. Let's see here. I feel like this would be a sojourn maneuver here. Spending time in a community seeking assistance. Roll heart, and this is for the whole party.
I should roll it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Glenn and I both have one.
I think so. Oh, no. No, you find no help here. Find
Of
no
course we
help
don't.
here.
Why would we?
Pay the price. Yikes.
See now, and I was going to ask that kid who was so passionate about horses
8 and 9.
about a horse.
Ah, wouldn't that have been useful?
Can I have
let's see
a
here.
post-adventure moment of my own?
Hang on. Torgan, you do have 9 momentum. You could bump that to a weak hit.
I will take it.
Okay. Probably worth it.
Also, I'm trying to. Does this count as gathering information? Because my Slayer. No, that's just on a horror beast. Never mind.
Yeah. So let's see here. So this will count as Serene getting more supplies.
Yeah.
And she's gonna chat up some people. You know, just talk about sort of the local flora and fauna. Glane presumably getting treatment for his injuries.
And I get nothing.
Uh-oh. Glane, we're just gonna go with injuries, getting your health back up. And Torgan would be probably momentum. Yeah. All right. So it cost a little bit of momentum from Torgan, but it did get your supply and health back up to max, which is well worth it, I'd say. And
I'm in danger again.
That's fine. So you guys spend some days with the people of Greatfield. They're all extremely thankful for what you've done for them. They offer you to sleep in their homes, eat their food, hear their tales. So here's the big thing. You guys are talking more with the scouts that you rescued to Zura and his men. And they mention the reason they were out there was to investigate this great, the threat. And initially, after being ambushed, they thought this troll has been causing all this mischief. People being frightened from the forest, injured, things going missing. But in all their runnings around, they uncovered something far worse.
Uh-oh.
And you begin to put the pieces together. This is perhaps the great threat that Katja wrote about in her journal that you discovered back in Woodbreak.
Yeah, I can't imagine she'd have been that afraid of a troll with a whole band of bandits.
No, there is a much more formidable threat still there in the forest to the north. But maybe we should save that for next time.
I would like to play out my character moment before this all ends.
All right.
I am in the stable with Flint as we see Torgan exit a building with his new sword. And we're right behind a horse. And I turn to him and I say, "Watch this." And I cast Shadow Walk on me and him so that we kind of blend away. And as Torgan walks by, I call out to him by name from behind the horse.
You, sir.
As to make him think the horse is calling out to him.
You, sir, are the worst. You are a terrible individual who should be ashamed of yourself.
And we laugh.
Should we try to forge a bond with this community before we end?
It does seem like you've spent significant time with them.
They like us a lot.
Mobs. Moves. Let's see. When you spend significant time with a person or community, stand together to face hardships, or make sacrifices for their cause. You can attempt to create a bond. Roll heart.
Oh God.
If you make it, hang on. If you make this move after you successfully fulfill your vow to their benefit, which you did, you may re-roll any of the dice on this roll.
Good.
I think it is a heart move. Perhaps that's Torgan's specialty. He is sort of the face of the party.
Great. I get 2 chances to fail.
Come on, you can do it.
Okay, so you can re-roll that 7.
I will re-roll the 7.
Okay.
I've got a 50-50 chance with this.
All right. Let's see. What do I need to do here? As Lurking Turtle Gamer, Iron reroll. I need to give you guys this command. Iron reroll B, because we're re-rolling dice number B. Rolling that 7.
So the worst that could happen is it's the exact same.
Yeah, it can't get any worse. That's the important thing. Come on. 9. Okay, that's a weak hit.
All right.
On a weak hit, they ask something more of you first, envision what it is, and mark the bond. Okay, this does make sense though. This does, yeah. You this perfectly meshes in with what you're hearing from Zura and his scouts, that there is something greater out there, that this great threat is still there, and we're gonna find out what it is next time. But you do still mark the bond.
I do have one more question.
Okay.
Does this mean that we have completed our quest with we've informed the city of Greatfield? Does that mean that we have succeeded in?
Well, that vow is we will protect Greatfield from the mysterious threat. And currently I have you at 4 steps of progress out of 10.
But
so
that
you
one
could,
right below it,
yeah, it doesn't.
Find the scouts.
What's that?
We did complete the one below that on the
Yes, yes, that one did get complete. I did mark that on your experience as well. So we will go ahead and just remove that one.
We're making progress.
Progress is being made on these quests. And with that extra experience points, you're one step closer to a little bit of a boost on your assets.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, you get more experience point from swearing more iron vows at story-appropriate moments.
We just can't get anyone to bond with us. This happens
That's the
every
trick.
time.
Yeah, every time it's a weak hit.
All right, well.
All right. And yeah, so next time on episode 5, we will learn more about this threat north of Greatfield and what exactly the nature of it is, and perhaps we'll be dealing with it as well. Hopefully surviving.
Meanwhile, Serene is on her quest to find Imlaldris, having come from the Undying Lands.
Yes. Now you gotta.
And after that dirty trick that Glenn has pulled, I care for him even less.
Oh. Serene did make progress on her quest, so there's a little bit. Making a little bit of progress on that.
Do you know that was me, though? Because I was invisible.
I assume I went over in astonishment and you presented yourself laughing. I called you some choice words.
The child is old enough to hear those words. It's fine. He's a stable hand. He's probably heard worse.
Stable hand from a stable home. He can handle it. All right, I think that's it for tonight.
Another week we lived.
Yes.
GG.
Turtle Day GameCube. Thank you for joining me tonight for this. Glad you all could make it out.
As always. Always a good time.
And to everyone watching at home, thank you for tuning in and joining us on this grand adventure. Hopefully we'll have more of that next time. 1 week from today, the next episode. Let's I'll go ahead and plug the series finale. Oh no. Oh gosh.
Oh.
I will go ahead and plug GameCube. Do you wanna give a quick little spiel for what you've got going on Friday?
Yeah, so this Friday, over at twitch.tv/GameCube at 12 Central, I will be playing the new Pokemon Snap, making some Pokemon cookies and opening some Pokemon cards as part of my 2-year Twitch streamiversary.
2 years. 2 years you've wasted here.
2 years? That's almost a year.
Yeah.
There it is.
2 years, that's your favorite.
That's my favorite. Someone had to say it.
I appreciate it.
That's like 2.5 streamer babies.
It's a lot of babies. So many babies.
2 more years and I can throw it behind a tree.
Oh gosh. Please do not.
Throw it behind a tree.
All right, well, that's what GameCube gets up to. Baby throwing. Now we know.
GameCube is not allowed to go
This
visit
is why we
Dobbs.
don't trust.
No. All right, and then of course we've got Mario Maker 2 coming up on Wednesday right here on twitch.tv/org.dobbsworks.gov. All right. Well, that's it.
GameCube, you
What?
We lost him.
I don't know. You have to.
You get choppy.
That
Turtle.
didn't work there at the end.
All right. We're going to see if we can
Dob-
fish Turtle out of the Bermuda Triangle he just fell into. Everyone have a wonderful night.
Am I still here?
Yes.
I'm still here. Okay.
Dobbs, chat, please.
All right. Bye. Bye, chat.
Bye.